Getting ready to step into your career era? Set yourself apart with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Hone your skills with apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and more, powered with the latest in creative AI. Students save over 55% so you can build a portfolio you're proud of. Launch your future with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Visit adobe.com/students to learn more.
All right, lads, we're recording.
I don't know, but you can see by the picture, I had it set up right.
You just needed a bit of. You need to turn it off and on again.
All right,
let's go.
Hi, T crowd.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this, the very first introductory episode of the brand new Haway the podcast, the official podcast of Rotor Report. I'm Gav. If you've not heard my voice before, I'm sure you have. If you've listened to us before in our previous iterations. You might be wondering what's going on, why we're starting a new podcast. Well, we're here for a few minutes just to chat about that, what's to come and all the rest of it. I'm joined by my trusty stooges, Martin and Chris. Hello, lads. How we doing?
I'm all right, being called worse.
We're gathered here to talk about this, our new venture, aren't we? And we thought we'd have a little bit of crack with the listeners. So we're here because we're starting something new. We're starting afresh. It's been a long old few years between us chatting on these podcasts, but we want to try something a little bit different. So we're going down a little different avenue, and we're going to shake things up a bit, aren't we? We're going to try something new.
It feels nice
rough
and shiny.
around the edges. Yeah, it does. Well, nice and shiny, rough around the edges was my my thoughts and feelings on that.
We've always been rough around the edges, but it feels nice and shiny. And I'm not sure, it's going to be more of the old stuff with a lot of new stuff. I don't know if that makes sense, but it sounds good.
Old is new and all that. So in the past, we used to do a lot more interviews, bigger podcasts with more people on, ex-players, journalists, opposition fans doing previews with us, all that stuff and more. On location stuff, we might end up in a pub, we never know. Pub, cafes, chatting after games. It's just going to be a bit more of an open book, really. We're going to be doing a lot more of the stuff we used to do.
If you see a fella walking around Sunderland with a mic in his hand, you know it's Gav. And if you ask him if he fancies a pint, he'll start recording with you.
Yeah, as long as they're buying. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, we're going to be doing something a bit more like we used to do back in the day. And this is a new title, a new feed, new everything. So people listening, you will have to subscribe to our new one, because on the old feed, you won't see any more of our episodes. We'll have a brand new feed starting from scratch. New episodes out every single week. We'll probably be recording whenever we want, really. We used to just do 1 or 2 shows. It's going to be kind of a more sporadic, maybe more shows through the week. Like I say, we used to do previews and reviews and stuff, but it's going to be a little bit more of the different stuff. Chris will be back with his interview, so me and Martin will be chatting away at ex-players, and there'll be stuff from the vault that you've never heard before, interviews from the past.
Indeed.
And I remember when, just previewing a Cambridge United game turned into a 2-hour epic with Mark Saggers.
That was
things
fun.
like that.
That was a good one, that wasn't it?
I was thinking, actually, because we've had some really good guests on with us in the past, and Vinnie Jones was up there, that sort of thing. So you've really set the bar high, actually. You've got to, if we're going for Hollywood A-listers, I think that's the sort of standard we're trying to hit.
Right, to aspire to it.
Yeah, but you see, you aim for the kind of Hollywood A-listers. Like, my favourites were talking to Ricky Sprazier for 2.5 hours, about York City in the late 80s. That was my Hollywood A-lister. Vinnie Jones from a hotel room when he was eating his dinner between takes, filming, what was it, Law and Order or something like that. It was good fun, didn't get us wrong, but still, I'd give me kind of Ricky Sprazier any day.
Well, what we're saying really is that there's going to be something for everybody, isn't it? There's going to be something for people who want the reaction to the latest game and the thoughts on the most recent injury news or signings. There's going to be lots of stuff for people who want to live in the past and recount the glory days and not so glorious days, like me and Chris.
Hello.
And there's going to be Hollywood A-list, as Chris has promised. So, there's going to be tons of stuff.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So, like I said, you're going to have to subscribe to this new channel. It'll all be coming through on Spotify, Apple, and all the other pod apps. possibly not YouTube for the time being. We're going to maybe shelve that. So if you're normally a YouTube listener, make sure you've got a podcast app on your phone, on your tablet, wherever you do listen to our stuff, and make sure you subscribe to this, Haway the podcast, the official podcast of Rotor Report. So like I said, this was just a quick introduction to what we're doing. We're just checking in to let you know how we're going. Things will kick off very quickly as we get the interviews and the reaction pods and previews and all that other good stuff coming over the next couple of days and weeks and months. So yes, make sure you subscribe. And Chris is dying to say something, so I'm going to
I was just going to say, well, just because you've mentioned the name a couple of times and it's kind of, it's grown on us, but it probably has to be said that we agonised over the name for a while.
We did, yeah.
We had a range of suggestions, didn't we?
Yeah,
maybe we should
not
have
all
put
of
out
them great.
Some of them were. Some of them were better than others, let's say. We should have put out
I can see how Bob Murray and John Ficklin felt, when they tried to name the new stadium.
Well, it was even when they tried to get the official nickname. Can you remember they officially got the Black Cats after, I think it was 4 or 5 options, and one of them was the Seamen, which could have been really, really bad.
Can you imagine? Jesus, man. Was that not just a mag on a wind-up?
Hey, who knows? It's folklore, though.
Yeah, well, so like I said, we will be coming very soon with all the usual good stuff you expect from us over at Rotor Report, but also on top of that, interviews.
Some of the rubbish stuff you might
and some of the rubbish stuff, yeah.
Well.
I mean, if it's crap, just tell us, yeah. More ex-players, journalists, like I said. Yeah, it's going to be a shit show, I think. I mean, this one's a great start. We're already talking over each other. So, what were we saying prior to this? Trying to be like Sunderland's version of the overlap. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah, let's see how it goes. It'll be good.
I'm near Gary Neville, to be fair. I've got a better touch, I reckon.
Don't think anybody wants to be Gary Neville. Let's be honest. I wouldn't mind being a few quid behind him.
I was going to say he's done all right for himself.
What other one? Right, okay, lads. We'll be back, like I say, with a proper podcast. So if you've listened to this and you if you like the sound of this, thank you very much. You obviously have nothing better to do with your time than listen to us shite on. But yeah, we'll be back.
We should have been salesmen, shouldn't we, really?
I think I've tried to end this about 4 times already, but we will be back at some point. Cut. That's
very soon.
See you later. Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Our public schools are a place where all kids feel like they belong.
My children.
My family. My community.
All students. All students.
All students belong in a great public school.
Let's get ready for back to school at NEA.org/back to school.